Hiring managers ask some open-ended questions during job interviews. And a common one of those questions is, what are you looking for in your next job? This can be tricky to answer. Obviously, you're looking for a better job than what you had before, right?
I agree.
But what does the hiring manager actually want to hear? Well, first off, you need to understand the point of this question. Basically, the interviewer wants to understand whether you're going to stay at this job in the long term or not. It's safe for the hiring manager to assume you won't stick around if what you want doesn't match with what their company can offer. Maybe, let's say, you're looking for a very exciting environment where you can be very creative, but if you're applying for a job as a data entry specialist at a bank, the hiring manager could rightly decide this isn't the place for you. Telling the interviewer what you're looking for in your next job also lets them know what you value. If your values align with a company, it paints you as a better cultural fit than other candidates. Say you want to work for a more sustainable employer and you're being interviewed by a fair trade business. Well, that's a great match. A better cultural fit means you're more likely to actually enjoy the work. And finally, the interviewer wants to know what motivates you. Motivated employees work harder, develop new skills, and overall do better than employees who are unmotivated. Who would have thought? So the interviewer wants to know if your expectations for the job match reality and whether you'd actually enjoy working for their company. Interviewers don't want to hire people who are going to be miserable at their job. The better match you are, the more they can expect you to contribute to their company over time. So that's all there is to why this question is brought up at all. Now, how do you answer it? Let's just get one thing out of the way. When the interviewer asks what you're looking for, do not focus on the salary or the benefits.
It's all about the money.
Even if that's the main reason you're switching jobs. Instead, you should talk about the company's culture, your personal career goals, and how this position is related to them. According to a statistic by Apollo Technical, over 39% of employees in the United States switch jobs to get a higher salary. It's by far one of the most common reasons why people go for a career change. But it's not something you should mention at this point in your job interview. In fact, you should only mention this if the hiring manager brings it up. We actually have a separate video on the topic, so you can check it out here. But overall, your answer about what you're looking for in your next job should be whatever the current company is offering. Your best bet here is to do a bit of research before your interview. If you've watched our other videos, you know the drill by now. Read up on the company through its website and learn about its workplace culture and mission statement. Be as specific as possible with your answers. Mention concrete interests, skills, or goals that are somehow related to the job description. For example, if you're applying for a marketing position at a telemedicine company, specify your interest in medicine. This is a good time to mention your passion for health education and how you value accessible healthcare. Make sure to let your motivation shine through when you're talking. If you sound like you're genuinely interested in the job, the hiring manager is going to be a lot more convinced than if you look bored or very calculated. For example, if you're being interviewed for a job as a preschool teacher, talk about how you love working with children and how that energizes you. But don't just focus on telling the interviewer how the specific role you're applying for is perfect for you right now. Instead, talk about growth. Why do you think this job is going to be good for you in the long run? Show the hiring manager how it aligns with your overall goals and wider interests. For example, if you're a customer service representative and you're interviewing for a position at a travel agency, the role in the agency could require a lot of close collaboration with project managers, logistics specialists, tour guides, and sales representatives. If you have a keen interest in travel and want to learn more about the tourist industry, the job matches your long-term goals perfectly. Here's an example of a perfect answer for that position at a travel agency. And now that you know that what are you looking for in your next job doesn't have to be difficult to answer, you can handle it. But your interview is going to include a lot of other questions that you should also prepare for, including, tell me about yourself. Check out our video on how to best answer that question right here.
Career Advice by Novorésumé.
Hiring manager.